Morning, everyone. I hope you had a good morning and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Morning Hundoke. Today we have Reverend Stone presenting on this Saturday, the 4th of July, 2026, or the 20th of May in the 14th year of Chongalguk. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanji Champumninge Kyombai Haro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 전일급 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. Thank you. I'd like to share our mother's prayer again that she gave on the 13th of April, 2025. Heavenly Parent, the Creator and Master of the universe, today we have finally reached this unique day after you patiently endured and waited for 6,000 years due to the fall. Heavenly Parent, we thank you. We offer our profound gratitude and our humble apologies. Now you are truly the rightful master of this earth. Our second, third, and fourth generation, the pure water, born of many blessed families who exist because of true parents, are going out to the world to impart the vision of your earthly kingdom across the land. From this day forward, Heavenly Parent, please embrace and love your children with all your heart. This world will now gradually be set in order under your dominion, and a world of one family of humankind attending the Heavenly Parent with true love will surely unfold. In the name of Holy Mother Han, I proclaim to the world that the gates of heaven, the gates of God's kingdom of Chongalguk, are now wide open. Arju. And before we welcome up Reverend Stone, I'd like to share a praise song. Please enjoy.
Living for the sake of others, we will become one, and we will become direct children who can bring joy back to every country parent. We love you. puts the Father to work. Let us sing together and row the boat. So Mother, we will run with great power. We will never give up.
아버님,
Father, Mother,
사랑합니다.
we love you.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
차렷. 경례. 바로
Thank you. And let's welcome up Reverend Stone as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Um,
Still takes time to start.
It does. Anyway, it is sharing, but just yeah. Anyway, today I wanted to. It was lovely to hear those songs. Just reminds us of the incredible life of true father and true mother, and particularly all the difficult challenges they've been going through as they, father went through his life. But every step of the way was tough, it was really difficult. So this speech this morning is called "May God Protect Us," and it was given in the early 1970s, and hopefully this will come up soon. It's one of the New Hope 12 talks by Reverend Sun Myung Moon. I'm sure many of you will remember having read it. Possibly you didn't read it recently. But Father, this book, the 12 Talks, was compiled from among the many speeches given by True Father in 1971, 1972, 1973, the very early years of the American mission. It was given to members of the Unification Church residential and training centers. In other words, you know, the centers that were around as father traveled in the United States and Canada. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming up. Sorry.
Mm.
Your screen sharing is paused. Oh, okay. So what does that mean?
Mm.
How do I unpause it?
Yeah, you have to stop and start
Resume.
again.
Resume.
Ah, okay.
There's a resume button here.
Okay, good.
It's still paused. Okay, I'll stop sharing and start again. My apologies. Okay, share. Still say, okay. You are sharing a window on another desktop. Please switch that desktop and continue. Okay. Just a minute. Resume share. 1, 2.
Mm.
I'll share maybe.
I mean, while you're waiting, you could just start reading it. We can listen to it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm afraid though that it will never come. Unless I do something to fix it. Anyway. Alrighty. Once again, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'll start reading. So I just do that again.
Yeah, one more time.
Okay. Give it to John. One more time, I'll try. Sorry, John. What I might do is send it to you. Is that okay?
Yeah. Do that. I can.
Apologies, everyone.
So how you gonna? What?
I'll email it, John.
Okay. Which email? Yeah, send it to.
National.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm.
RS. Okay. Sorry, just been sent.
Okay. Just waiting for it to come through.
Oh, my sharing has just come through. Is that, can you see it? Oh,
Uh,
yeah, sort of,
yeah,
how is the format? Okay.
yeah, it looks okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, this, yeah. So this is May God Protect Us by Father. The date exactly not clear, but between 71, 72, 73 in America. So that was what Father looked like in 1972 in a public speech. And really, this is about the challenging times we're going through. And it's not the first time, you know, we've been going through challenging times. Probably the path of true parents and all of us has been pretty challenging at times. This photograph here is of Foley Square in Lower Manhattan, and I was there actually, but because we were doing a 120-day training at the time, and so it was the time when Father's court case was coming up, and you know there was, of course, Father was later imprisoned in Danbury, but this was mobilizing Christian leaders and our members to really sort of protect religious liberty and freedoms. So it's very similar to now, right, with True Mother. But this was, of course, True Father's situation. So this is what Father was saying at the time. No matter who you are not born from an act of your own will. From birth to a certain age, you don't realize your purpose of life or your role in life. It is not until you reach your adolescence that you begin to consider your purpose in life. Think about what kind of life you are going to lead and learn about the nature of human society as a whole. After going through the stage of adolescence, you enter the prime stage of youth, where your philosophy of life will become fully developed. However, only in old age will your view of life become fully ripened and your understanding of what life really is become clear. Any one individual cannot live all alone, centered on himself. In order for us to live, we need our friends, we need our family, our neighbors, and society around us. Broadening our scope, we can live life on the national level and finally on the worldwide level. Each man struggles hard to become an important person and at best a figure of historical importance. Only a few can attain this high goal, while most others cannot reach this level. Most people pass into the spirit world after their physical death without being able to attain this goal. This is the common way of life for all people and the destiny of humanity. However, we see many different types of people who walk on the path of life. Some go straight forward, some go sideways, some go backwards, while some others go in a zigzag line. The record you make by your life is like lines which are traced behind you. Though you are still young, when you look back to your past, there must have been happy days and unhappy days, easy days and difficult days, meaningful days and days full of regret. From the viewpoint of your own interest, I'm sure that you have experienced more unhappy days than happy ones because of the unfavorable environment which exists in the world today. Very likely, you're not in the position to be proud of yourself, even though you may have confidence in what you do. Nobody can tell what will happen in the next moment. That has been the nature of our destiny as human beings. In other words, you may go back to work in the morning with happy anticipation, but nobody can guarantee your safety throughout the day. Even though your office may be nearby, you can never be too confident, because even a short distance from your doorstep, you may have a car accident. Nobody can tell what our destiny holds for us. You can even meet seemingly agreeable people in seemingly agreeable places, but the result is not necessarily good. It could even bring untold misery to you. Passing an examination may be the goal of people who study hard, but at the end, but at the very moment that a person finds he has passed the exam, some tragedy could happen. Nobody can tell. Suppose there are a man and a woman who dearly love each other, and they are confident that they are going to live as the most ideal couple in the whole world. But right at the wedding ceremony, something unexpected may come about. From this we can gather that a man can never be too sure of having a bright future. There are many instances in the world in which we are compelled to go the way opposite to what we would have if we are left to our own choice. We may think that life belongs to us, but we find that we are not always free to run our lives as we wish. That's how it is with human life. Thus, we are walking on the path of life without confidence, not knowing what we may find on the way. We are groping in the darkness every day of our lives in search of a flickering hope which promises to provide something good. But there are not too many things about us that hold such a promise for goodness. Things are usually the other way around. We find more tragedy than goodness. Then, is there a place where we can be relaxed and reassured? No one can be relaxed and reassured when he is all alone. We need someone who can at least defend and protect you. You need someone who at least can defend and protect you. Who must that someone be? Your parents may be able to play this role externally, protecting you to a certain extent, but they cannot guarantee your life in the face of death. Your parents cannot take this responsibility. Neither can your friends, nor your nation, with all its power. Suppose the whole world is mobilized to help you. It cannot take responsibility for your life. Then who can take the responsibility? We must find someone who can do that. Otherwise, we are sure to be insecure and unhappy, even though we want to be happy, and it is. We want someone to protect us on our way of destiny. Then, what must that someone be like? The one must transcend history. This one must transcend history. That is, the past, present, and future. He must transcend time and space. Unfortunately, man himself cannot transcend these, no matter how great he is. Therefore, we are badly in need of someone like that who can take responsibility for our life in faith. If we cannot find one like that in human society, we would want to create someone in our imagination and fancy that he would protect us. But if there really is such an entity, how happy we would be, how eager we would be to locate him. The more difficult the environment becomes, the more insecure we become, and we ardently set off in search of him. In this situation, unless you endeavor to confirm his existence and enter into a good relationship with him, you can never be assured about your life. Then what kind of relationship would you want to have between God and yourself? There may be teachers who are our seniors and who can protect us with their position, their wealth, and knowledge. But it is more desirable that we have someone who could protect us with the warmth of love. If we are going to be protected at all, we want to be protected not just for the time being, but for eternity. Then who in the world could do that? Our parents, who we need our parents. Next, we need our brothers and sisters. We also need our spouse, then our children. With them, we enjoy the blessedness of our life. But no matter how bright a day may be with other people, rejoicing in the blessedness of our surroundings, if someone we love is on the verge of death, we cannot enjoy all the rest. However happy we may otherwise be, if our loved one is in a tragic situation, we too become unhappy. When we look at things from this viewpoint, we can enjoy utmost happiness when we are with our loved ones, sharing with each other as ideal love to the utmost degree. We don't know where we are bound in our life, just walking on the way, not knowing our destination. We are always insecure. Centered on our physical parents, happiness will be mortal. The same thing is true centered on our brothers and sisters and centered on married couples. Love with these people may change and even become ephemeral. Then we must look for and find that ideal love which will last for eternity. There seems to be no such love in the world, but we will never stop looking for it. We especially look for the one who will be able to love, will enable the love between parents and children and love between husband and wife to last for eternity under his protection. That someone must be unchangeable, unique, and eternal. That is God. So, yeah, we could see that coming, right? You could see that. But it's just interesting to, there's a very philosophical introduction to this speech that Father gave. And it sort of makes us think, and also it makes us think about not only ourselves and our families, but also about all the people of the world. That there can't be ultimate sense of security and ultimate happiness without God, right? He's just really highlighting the need for God, so clearly. Okay, let's continue. Without God as a center point or starting point, we cannot make all these relationships unchangeable and eternal ones. There must be a person with a central mission as the agent of God's love, around whom all these relationships will be restored to their desirable form. We must become the mediator between God and man to make that relationship a oneness between father and son. The relationship must be restored between the parents and the children, between brothers and sisters, between husband and wife, to the original form which God intended at the time of creation. We are in pursuit of this relationship, and to fulfill this relationship is the ultimate destiny of our lives. An ideal relationship of true love cannot be an ephemeral one. It's like a passing, temporary one, but is unchanging, unique, and eternal. Like I said before, any relationship of love must exist, by the relationship between subject and object. You cannot enjoy love all by yourself. That is to say, everyone needs someone to love and protect him in an ideal environment provided by that person. Then alone can we be really relaxed in an environment which we trust will never change. However hard we may try, we will not find that stability in human society. Everything in human society is temporary and changeable. We need someone absolute and unchanging. He must be an omnipotent one. Therefore, throughout history, man has sought to find God through the religious belief. In true religion, we should be able to restore the true relationship between parents and children, brother and sister, and husband and wife. With this knowledge, would you want to reach God through the mediator, the one who is the perfect object to God, the perfect subject? Or would you want to go straight to God? Which would you prefer? You are far below the standard at which you should be. And so you must go through the way, and the mediator is the way. In a sense, religion is the mediator because every religion teaches about God. You know that God exists, but in what relationship to God would you want to put yourself? A relationship which is primary and also the most desirable one is the parent-child relationship. So we want to serve God as our parent, with him in the subject position and with ourselves in the object position. Sometimes we want to make God our friend. Sometimes we just feel like having him as our brother. In an absolute love, he can be just anything to us. In that love, a father would not complain if his son would rule over him, although he is still in the position of the father. In the relationship of such love, a husband would never complain about his being dominated by his wife and vice versa. Love alone and nothing else makes it possible. Love is the highest law and the sacred bond bringing any two or more beings into harmonious oneness. However high in authority or in knowledge or wealth he may be, we all become tender and obedient like lambs when we feel such a love. There is no one in the world who would refuse this love or look down upon it. Is there anyone who is not willing to be dominated by that kind of love? Even God is willing to be dominated by that love, not to speak of man. Love is great. God is the very core of love, which makes him the greatest of all. Love is the power that motivated God to create man, and love alone is what makes God absolute. Centered on love, even the absolute and supreme being is willing to be at the disposal of one who is the incarnation of his love. Such a man, God, is the Father, who is willing to become everything else for him. God is the parent of all parents to man. He has the absolute love, and that surpasses the love of even model parents. With that love, he can embrace all the parents of the world. In fact, God created man from his parental love. Without that love, we die. God is always ready to give the type of love which is best suited to and most wanted by the person seeking a relationship with him. If we wanted parental love from God, he would be prepared with it. If we wanted brotherly love or conjugal love or the love of a friend from him, he is ready with these. He is also the symbol of the reality of national love and universal love. In our church, we allow people to understand and feel God's love in such a dimension. Isn't it wonderful that the God of love is protecting us in every possible relationship? We, as the incarnation of his love, can in turn protect others and even ourselves along the way of fate with this power of God's love. When we pinch ourselves, it hurts. But if we are assured of manifold benefits after the pain, we will not gladly endure. With this confidence, we can dash forward on any path of misery and hardship. Everyone is uneasy and insecure on the way of fate without knowing what our future has in store for us. Even in this dark situation, we find a light giving us the full and clear picture of where we are bound, how we are going to march forward to the goal, and where the new world of God-centered love and harmony awaits us. Would we not abandon our old way of life and join the new one? Because of the evil entity Satan, we have to make the way smooth and straight by repelling the satanic power as we go along, and by building the kingdom of God in our hearts and sharing it with our fellow men. God is the ultimate subjective being, and we are his objects. As his objects, want to work for his sake and ours, and finally find him and join him in perfect oneness. If we are confident of God's love, we can overcome any difficulty, however uneven the road may be. The more difficult the road is, the stronger our conviction is that this is the shortcut through which we reach the goal at the earliest possible date. There we can meet God, who is anxiously waiting for us, full of blessings, to give those who dash forward with all their knowledge and understanding. Once we do this, misery and unhappiness cannot dominate our lives. Through our everyday experience, we know that without love, we cannot overcome the miseries on our way of fate. Let us suppose that a man died through misfortune on the way of his search for the ultimate subjective being. However, his death does not mean the end, but the beginning of his life. Then, in the spirit world, this man could tell God even that he died in order to live in the spirit world to more fully enjoy God's love. We must be ready to die, but to die with God's love in our hearts. If we imagine that we are going to die in the bosom of God's love, then we do not die a miserable death at all. In this case, a man's death could be the higher value than any other death, because he died with the best attitude. If your wife died long ago, and after you had died this kind of invaluable death, you join her in the spirit world, would she not respect and love you more than she had on earth? If you died for the sake of someone, and that person later comes to the spirit world, would he not love and serve you? Their love in the spirit world must be of a higher dimension than their love on the earth. In the Bible, we read many paradoxical things. Jesus said, if you love me, you must deny yourself and bear the cross and follow me. Luke 17:33. He also said that those who want to gain their lives will lose them. These words encourage us to win the love of highest dimension at the cost of everything else. If you loved me so much as to die for me, and I met you later in the spirit world, how happy we would be to see each other. If you truly love someone, you will always gladly die for him. Even though you might die, it would not mean the end, but it means a new life. By this kind of sacrificial death, we pass through the toll gate to reach the world of love, which is eternal and of higher dimension. We are not afraid of love. We are willing to die that kind of death. So are you willing to die that kind of death? When we know what is coming after death, we are happy people, even though we may have to die. We have all discovered great things. I have gone through untold difficulties, but I'm sure I am the happiest man in the whole world. Am I not? I am a happy man because I know how to overcome unhappiness with love. I am the type of person who hates to be sympathized with, but I love to sympathize with others, and I feel immense happiness to make others happy. When I want to sympathize with others out of my own accord, can I complain about what I have to do? In this way, I can enjoy the real taste of love. When I am sympathized with, I can only taste passive love, which is not what I want. Some may think that our faith forces us or drives us on the painful way, but I hope most of you can overcome the pain by digesting it with the power of love, because happiness and love are promised at the end of hardships. As our subject indicates, which is may God protect us. We want someone to protect us on the path of faith. That someone must be God. But even God cannot protect our love or love us when we don't deserve it. That is when we don't set up the condition to receive that love. God is not in need of money, position, or knowledge. What he needs is love. And we need that love too, because by true love we can enjoy the privilege of controlling him, which is God. If we can do that, we can control our own fate, because we can control God who controls our fate. God would not leave those who truly love him on the path of unhappiness and misery. God will help his people overcome the miseries caused by Satan. So this is the last slide, last page. So it's really profound. So those who are ardently in love with God can easily overcome unhappiness, because the way of unhappiness will lead them to happiness. When I was in prison in North Korea, I went through severe torture. The more severe the torture was, the stronger I would become. Every cell of mine was mobilized to fight against the pain. I would fancy that with every blow, God's blessing would be multiplied. Because of this, I was not afraid of torture. I could easily endure it. If we have this attitude, we can make the crooked way straight and the bumpy road smooth. Even though our path of life may be an uneasy, insecure, ephemeral one, full of misery, which is more than death, we know that through God's love for us and our love of God, we can go through the path without difficulty. When we are ready to live and die in the love of God, we deserve God's protection. This is the way every human being has to go. May God protect us on our way of destiny. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Reverend Stone, for sharing. Quite a deep message. Just reflecting on it. I mean, really, in one way, it's a love story, but also in another way, it's a very brutal love story. I mean, what mankind has to go through to finally return back to God. God really loves us, but we need to win God's love. That was the thing that that highlighted to me, was this idea of needing to win God's love, by showing that we're serious, willing to die. And that always brings to mind, when I think of that, when Jesus's words, there's no greater thing to do than to be able to lay down your life for your friend. This is just just ultimately our life is eternal. So we only do have one life to give physically, but we continue. That was the other a great American who said he wished he had more than one life to give. But yeah, and but for Father, this was very real, and I reflected on just very near the end there. You said, yeah, he was not afraid of torture, and I thought to myself, I think I'm still pretty much afraid of being tortured. I mean, because he, knows that going through it, that's victory will come and God's love will be even more. But still, when I thought of that, I thought, there's still a lot more uh, uh, understanding or connecting to God's love. I don't think I'm at the point of where I could say I'm not afraid of torture, especially when I reflect on the types of torture Father had to endure. They were brutal. I mean, really, you're thrown out into the snow, left for dead. I mean, but it went through it 6 times and stood as the true parent, together with mothers. I mean, so we have a long way to go to be the same, because we're meant to become like true parents ourselves. Yeah. Anyway, there's some of my thoughts this morning. So thank you. I don't know if there's anyone else like to make a comment. Please do. Yeah, I suppose many people here also were at the Chongsim one, the 1,600. Yeah. Hello, Jeff.
Anyway, I was just reflecting on what Father said about, when we're born and we're young, for a while we don't kind of know ourselves or don't think about ourselves. We just don't know. And then eventually I guess we come to have an awakening. And I was just thinking of Jesus, that because I have some conversations sometimes with my pastors, and I asked, because Christians think that Jesus is God. And I said, well, hey, you have to think about that when he was 6 years old, because God knows everything, evidently. So that 6 years old or 5 years old, did Jesus know everything? But anyway, it's just, amazing. Strangely, I just think of these things sometimes. But yeah, it's just kind of like, some people, maybe they're hardly ever awakened to have such a thought, They just go through their whole life just busy with what they're doing, And some fortunate people, like some of us, we somehow thought, what's this all about? And then we start to search, to try to figure it out, and some give up on it, and they just get on with life. And some people, they get obsessed with it, and some are fortunate to have met two parents, to have all these answers, given answers to us. So anyway, thank you, Greg. Another nice speech. Thank you. You need to take your laptop to the dentist.
I think so. Sorry, my apologies.
I know it's expensive to go to the dentist, but it needs to go there, I think. I mean, doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Chris, got your hand up. Go ahead.
Morning, everyone. Things that come into my head as we're talking about these difficult times Father goes through, and the way he talks, you tend to think that the feeling of giving up never comes to him. But actually, he said one thing that stays in my mind. I read somewhere where he was in the Jeep going to what's the prison called where he went?
Hunnam.
Yeah, in prison, and he had this thought: what the heck am I doing here? I've done everything I can to do right, and I'm in this situation. So those thoughts and feelings do come. He has to deal with them just like we do. You know, we often think that God protects him completely and he doesn't even have these experiences. But, you know, and of course the fishing one, he said, you know, when I didn't catch that tuna, I felt like ordering the sun to stay up because the rules were where we had to come in at night. And he said, you just don't know how I feel. I had to sit down and renew my spirit. So, you know, he goes through those things just like we do. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, on the same topic, you know, I read recently that, you know, even Father has his portion of responsibility. It's a divine principle. And nobody, no human, including two parents, are exempt from fulfilling their responsibility. And there are things that God can't help them with, kind of, you know. So yeah, even to father and to mother, maybe they've made decisions that weren't ideal, you know, even mistakes that they might have learned from, you know. So we somehow think that Father's one with God from beginning to end, can make no mistake. But in actual fact, you know, there's that part where God can't intervene, even in two parents' course, you know. So there's a lot of questions around decisions that have been made, you know, that didn't turn out well. Lots of business enterprises collapsed, all kinds of stuff. Oftentimes because people that were called failed their responsibility. But yeah, it's quite anyway, yeah, as you said, Chris, yeah, even Father probably had questions at times, like all of us. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, very true. Thank you all. It's time now for us to offer our unison prayers. I'll just bring up that screen. There it is. Okay, let's pray together. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Stone, for sharing. Thank you. And I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again, or maybe not tomorrow. I think we're traveling for Sunday, so I won't be able to do MC, but Jeff has offered to help. So you'll see him. Thank you. Okay. See you. Okay, bye.